In this video, I'm going to go step by step and show you how to change your own engine oil and filter in your Ford Bronco Sport. I'll also show you how to reset the oil life indicator. Now I'm going to kind of touch base on the 3-cylinder models as well, so that this video should be good for all Ford Bronco Sports. If you have the 3-cylinder version Ford Bronco Sport and you have a metal oil pan, the capacity is 5.3 quarts. If you have the 3-cylinder version but you have a plastic oil pan, then the oil capacity is 6.6 quarts. If you have the Badlands 2.0 engine, then fluid capacity is 5.5 quarts. Double check on which filter your engine uses. I believe the 3-cylinder uses the 910S and the 4-cylinder uses the 400S, both being Motorcraft filters. I believe that all versions, 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder, all use full synthetic 5W30 engine oil. Do not use conventional oil. These are all turbocharged, so you must use fully synthetic oil. Now, a good and bad of the Ford Bronco Sport is they all have those lower engine covers. There's a lot of fasteners, and I believe there's 13 total that you have to remove that lower engine cover to change your engine oil. Now that we have all the information we need, let's go ahead, get under there, get this oil and filter changed, and this vehicle back on the road. So here is a view of that under engine cover. Then we have a row of fasteners across the front bumper. These are going to be 10 millimeter all the way down the front. So along with the 10 millimeter bolts in the front, we also have some 13 millimeter fasteners. So here all the way at the back, we're going to have 2 of them. And then as you come down the side, here I'm over on the driver's side, you got 1 there. And then as you come towards the front, this one's actually missing. So in total, you should have 6 of the 13 millimeter bolts, and you should have 4 of these 10 millimeter bolts. So let's go ahead, loosen all those up and remove the cover. Before you take the last 2 of those 13 millimeter bolts out, put a jack underneath because this is fairly heavy. And then just give it a little bit of pressure. And then when you take the last 2 bolts out, we're just going to lower this down with the jack. And now we can see the oil pan. And right here is the drain plug. We're going to need a 15 millimeter socket. Now we can install our magnetic oil drain plug. The torque spec is going to be 20 pound-feet of torque. If you have the 3-cylinder with the plastic oil pan, you're going to torque it to 29 pound-feet. And if you have the 3-cylinder with the metal oil drain pan, it is also 29 pound-feet of torque. You need to change out the filter, and if you don't pull this bumper down some, there's going to be oil drip all over the inside of this bumper. So when you start to loosen up your oil filter, pull the bumper down so that you don't get any oil on the inside of the bumper. Now to take off the oil filter, I just use this adjustable oil filter wrench. And here is the oil filter I'm using. It's a Purolator 1. It's made for synthetic fluid, PL10241. I was always taught to use a little bit of new oil and rub it around the O-ring of your oil filter. There are some Ford techs that say there was a bulletin that you do not lubricate the O-ring on these oil filters as they will back out. So I'm going to leave that up to you. Let's go ahead and screw on the oil filter. Then when you put the new oil filter on, all you want to do is get it hand tight. Do not use any tools to tighten up the oil filter. I always like to use these graduated buckets so I can see how much fluid comes out, no matter what I'm changing, whether it's transmission, differential, or engine oil. And it looks like we got out just under 5 quarts. When the vehicle is up on the ramp, and because the drain plug is towards the front, it's going to leave about a half a quart in there. The only way to get it all out is to make sure your vehicle is completely level. Now we need to pop the hood. And then with the hood open, we can take a look a little bit to the passenger side, and we can see our oil dipstick and the fill cap. And now I'm going to add 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Restore and Protect engine oil. I think that's one of the better engine oils you can buy right now, 5W30. And then I'm going to check it with the dipstick before I put in any more. So remember, this is 5.5 quarts, but I believe because of the oil drain plug being towards the front and being on ramps, there's still about a half a quart in there. So I don't want to overfill it. I'm going to do 5 quarts, check it, and if needed, add a little bit more. And now with the vehicle on flat ground, you can check your oil level and add if needed. Right, to reset the oil life indicator, the vehicle cannot be running. Just simply get inside with the key. Do not put your foot on the brake and just hit the engine start stop one time. If you look at your screen, it's going to say full accessory power active. Come down here to your steering wheel control and hit OK. And now you'll see that that indicator went away. And I'll come back down here to the steering wheel, hit menu one time, and then you're going to use this up or down. You can scroll up, you can scroll down. And if you take a look at the screen, you have all these options. You're going to scroll to the bottom where it says settings. And once you're on settings, hit OK. And then it's going to come up as oil life. Now you're going to hit OK one more time. And now it says percent of oil life, whatever is remaining. Hold OK to reset. If you just push OK once, it's not going to reset it. You need to hold in OK until that completely resets and it goes to 100%. Now you can simply start your car, drive away if you need to, or hit the start stop button one more time and exit the vehicle. We can go ahead and reinstall that lower engine cover. And I use a jack, just like I do to take it down, because this is kind of heavy to try to hold with one hand and then get all your bolts lined up. Just put a jack underneath, get light pressure on it to help get it kind of lined up. And then go ahead and start putting in your fasteners. And that's all there is to it, guys. Congratulations on doing this all on your own and not taking it to the dealership. You've saved some time and money by doing it in your own garage, and you learn a little bit about your vehicle at the same time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.